I swear to you, I'm not looking for recipes anywhere else. I just use my app. I open up a tablet, let's say like Saturday morning. I wanted to make pancakes for family, and I said like I just searched, hey, let's do cornbread pancakes. And I wanted a pancake that was kind of like a cornbread. So I just asked Casper for cornbread pancakes. And that's the only place that I'm searching for recipes now. I'm searching on my own app.
Anthony, thank you so much for taking the time. You were a new builder that got introduced to us from Harini, the CEO at BuildShip. I think you were building on your own. You had this idea for an AI cookbook app. You were working with BuildShip. I think you were having some trouble, and then Harini kindly introduced you to us. And we're really thankful for that because now you launched your app, and we're super excited to be part of your journey. Would love to introduce you to the audience and tell the world about your story. Go ahead. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello. Well, you're kind of close. I'll go back, and you're kind of close with how I got introduced to you, but you were the first one, to be honest, that
Okay.
brought me to you. So I saw your video on YouTube because I was so Flutterflow centric. I saw your video, and your video led me to BuildShip, and
Got
I
you.
contacted BuildShip, and they said maybe you should go see Alim. So I was like, first I saw you, then I went to them, and then I came back
Ah,
to you.
got it. Very
Um,
cool.
but my background, I'm a chef. I cooked for more 25 years or more. I haven't done it in about 5 years, but since I've put so much time in, I'll always consider myself a chef.
What were you doing before you joined Dreams into Apps?
Jameson, but right before you guys, I was looking for something to take my building to the next level because I started in August 23 and I was building on Flutterflow. Somehow I found Flutterflow. So I was building there, building and building, and I would hit ceilings and then I would reach out for help. And that was usually through to a developer. And I found out that it was very expensive every time I tried to do that. So I would go back and start building again on my own. It was pretty much everything was on my own. Um, and then I found a video that you posted, and it led me to BuildShip, and BuildShip led me back to you. So I spent about was that like 4 months,
On your
just
own? That was on
yeah,
your own. Oh,
on
wow.
my own, just building and finding videos. There's a few really great people out there that post a lot of
Yeah.
helpful videos, and I there's the Digital Pro helped
Yeah.
me build Casper. I mean, like
He makes
he,
some amazing videos. I recently reached out to him and I was like, man, like your tutorials are unbeatable because he goes so in depth with everything and his videos are really long. He's got some awesome videos. So does James No Code.
yeah, yeah, those are the two that first popped to mind.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick another guy, it would be you. The three of you guys
Yeah.
um, are the
I think
most
like
helpful for me.
where we're different is like we use like Flutterflow, these no code tools as a means to launch a business. I think there are way better like content creators out there on YouTube who are like tutorial driven, who are very technical. We're obviously very technical on our side too, but we're very focused on like helping you go from idea to launch and like generating that revenue because that's what you're doing at the end of the day, right? So
Hmm.
we're thankful to be friends with everybody in the space. And I think that's how we were able to help you. Like we I think when you joined us, you were still kind of integrating the AI. Where do you remember where you were when you joined us?
There was a lot of connecting. Like I needed to get information from one spot to the other spot and how to load that up and how to be able to view it, how to be able to transfer it,
Hmm.
things like that. I learned a lot of it
Got you.
from the online tutorials, but I was hitting some ceilings there.
Got you. And then Anthony, do you know how to code?
No,
Like you have
no, I
any
tried a
experience
little bit,
coding?
and I I knew what it was, and I ended up getting a book probably probably like last year, even before I did any of this. I just thought I've been very tech. I'm interested in tech for my whole life,
Mm.
and I grabbed a book on coding, and it was a Python book, and I read it for like 2 days, and I was done. So I didn't know it, and then moving into, I didn't even know how to really get exposed. But once I started to mess around with the Flutterflow, I realized that there was this coding language and how it could how to use it. It's really complicated. Yeah, and when I look up tutorials and I see Flutter tutorials, I know that it's going to be really difficult to understand because
Yeah,
they really get down into it, and it's the and all it takes is a uppercase letter or any kind of symbol whatsoever, and everything's wrong.
absolutely.
So it's
100%.
yeah, that's why Flutterflow is so
That was like my,
cool.
first 10 years of software development. And I love building, but I hated, the how detailed you had to be, and like how one semicolon or one uppercase letter, like you're saying, would literally like ruin my whole weekend. And so I think like low code and no code is definitely making things easier. It's, you still need to have a problem solving mindset. Um, it's not like there are no challenges. I'm sure you faced a lot of struggles. Um, but I guess that's my question to you. Like, um, how did our team at Ambitious Labs kind of help you move through the process of building an app?
There were times where they did come up with the coding that needed to be done that was sometimes it wasn't on Flutterflow. When I first came to you, there was some times where they built that more in the beginning. Some of the coaches helped me build some of the coding that had to be built. And then I noticed that towards the end, I didn't really need to do the coding part. It was really just connecting the dots. And that's
Hmm,
really where you guys helped me a lot. It was just connecting the dots. I had one dot, but I didn't know which dot to connect it to. So you
sure.
guys put me um, put me in the right track there. I came to you and I had a lot done. I really had a really
I remember you had a lot done. Tell me,
yeah.
how did you design your app? Because like right here, I have your UI kit. Like, did you have a design done before, or how did you know what your app was going to look like?
It came in phases like the wind blows, man. It's like you build something, you build the name, and then the next day something else comes to you, and something else comes to you. The logo itself wasn't done until way after. You built a UI kit for me, and I used a lot
Wait,
of
so
that.
did
And
our
I
team
already had
did our team do this logo? I forgot,
you
honestly.
did the logo.
Okay.
So initially, I asked for a logo, didn't like it, and then I came back and I said, okay, here's kind of what I think I want. Let's focus on like the flower of life. Let's do
Oh,
something like that. And they came back with this. I gave them the colors. I said, let's do a flower of life. They came back with the colors, and I loved it. It was perfect.
yeah, I
Um,
think like orange is like, if I'm not mistaken, I think there are like certain colors that like interior designers like encourage you to paint your kitchen to keep people hungry and to keep people like happy about eating. I think orange and yellow are one of those colors, if I'm not mistaken, because it's like an earthy color.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
No, really cool. And so like,
So you guys came up with some of the aspects of the design there. So I took mine and yours and put it together.
right on.
So
Yeah, and then we
I
got you a bunch of these stock images. Like the best part about like our stuff is that we've like paid a ton of money to these stock image providers and these UI designers to get like unlimited licenses on this stuff, and this honestly can rack up pretty quickly. So anytime you need to use these images, you totally can like come in here
okay,
and use
cool,
them. But
cool.
no, that's really cool. And so I guess like backtracking from here, like what made you come up with this idea, and like why did you dedicate 4 to 6 months of your life trying to solve this
Yeah,
problem? What is the problem that you're trying to solve?
6 or 8, I think.
Yeah.
um, uh, I started to get interested in the smart home. Um,
Hmm.
niche a little bit because I'm in real estate. I did real estate after cooking. I real estate professional, so I buy and sell homes. So I was really interested being in the tech interests and the home interest and tech, home, and chef, and you put it all together and you get something like Casper. So, and then I was building some kind of website, like an affiliate, like a smart home affiliate website. And ChatGPT came out at that same time and helped me with so many of those the building aspects. And I did the WordPress website
Mm-hmm.
and just putting all this stuff together. And researching smart homes and my interest in the kitchen, and there just wasn't really anything as far as like a chef
Yeah.
in the kitchen. And I think I wanted one. Like I am a chef, but I still wanted like an extra tool to take it a little bit further and kind of bring everything together. So I
Mm.
knew that the chat thing and putting that in my kitchen and potentially like I really like potentially walking in the house and saying, Casper, I feel like crap today. Can what should I, what do you have? And it'd be like, you have a chicken soup on your recipe book that's really good, and you're just missing something from the from the kit from the fridge. You want me to start cooking it?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like end game of what I'm picturing. Like walk through the door and everything just gets done, and it's going to get there one day. I think we all know that. There's like we're really missing getting the food from the fridge and getting it to your plate. That part is where like the tech is missing. And there's stuff out there. There's robotics that do actually cook for you,
Yeah.
but bringing it all together, we're close. We're really, really close. So Casper kind of he's close to doing that. He's a chef in your kitchen, but he doesn't cook.
That's crazy. And one thing I thought was really cool was like how you were trying to differentiate it by being more of a cookbook. Like you want to be that AI cookbook, where I think more high end chefs, more seasoned chefs can come in and use this. And I think that's kind of your background, right? You said you come from more of a high end cooking background. Um,
Yeah,
would you tell
yeah,
us about that a bit?
yeah. So I cooked for many years. I started in '93. I graduated in '95, and from there until 2017, probably 18, I
Hmm.
was cooking professionally. I started on the East Coast, moved out to California in '97. I went to Switzerland for a year to study
Damn.
there. Came back over to California. I did catering, Japanese, French. I did really nice hotels, five-star hotels. I owned a restaurant. I did private chef work in Beverly Hills for the end of my career. I was in Beverly Hills doing private chef work there. And so Casper will do those recipes what the way that I use it, knowing all that I know. I don't know everything. And the way that I use him, and I swear to you, I'm not looking for recipes anywhere else. I just use my app. I
Yeah.
open
So
up
you're
a
like,
tab. I open up a tablet. Let's say like Saturday morning. I wanted to make pancakes for family, and I said like I just searched, hey, let's do cornbread pancakes. And I wanted a pancake that was kind of like a cornbread. So I just asked Casper for cornbread pancakes. And that's the only place that I'm searching for recipes now. I'm searching on my own app. And then personally, I know enough what needs to be changed. And that's the same for most recipes. If I go searching for a recipe, I know what to look for.
yeah.
I know what's wrong with the recipe usually. I know if it's too much of this, too little of that, or if I need to whip it more or something. This,
For sure. Well, that's
yeah,
how like the best apps are built. Like whenever you interview these founders who are super successful, they always talk about like solving a problem for themselves. And because you're so obsessed with solving this problem for yourself, like eventually you're going to build the perfect tool for yourself. And there are definitely a lot of people out there just like you who might have the same exact problem. So like obsessing over yourself and your own business in the beginning, whether you're building like a B2C app or even a B2B app, like I think that's a fantastic strategy.
Yeah.
Um, and
Have
so now you like you eat your own dog food essentially. You are using your own app to cook every single day in your kitchen.
yeah.
Um,
I'm done with the internet.
that's crazy. That's
Have
really,
you ever searched for a recipe and it's just, you go
Hello,
to the
chef, and welcome to Casper, your newest kitchen.
and there's so much junk that pops up,
oh, I know it's
and I
ridiculous. And
know
like,
that's how the world works,
yeah,
but I don't have to listen to that anymore. I don't have to look at that anymore. I just open it up, I ask for what I want, I get what I want, and it's done.
man, that is gold. That's absolute
And it's
gold.
good. They're really good recipes. You have to go through
Hello,
recipes
chef, and
Sorry.
and it's over, and you look at, you have to weed through so many different things to find something good. And
Yeah.
Casper gives you a really solid recipe right up front.
So you keep saying Casper as if it's a person, and I know as when I go to this next page, it's going to have a person, and I believe it's a AI character that you built. And I think that I remember working with you for like a week or so, and you were building this on your own, and you built this like virtual character named Casper. So who is Casper?
I tried to create something that a personality. I
Oh,
didn't like how I saw. I do. There are apps out there that will build recipes for you, but I don't trust them because they're, first of all, because of the way they look. They don't look like red chefs. So I wanted a chef that I could kind of believe in. And to be honest, for me, my age, where I am, and knowing chefs, I think that like a chef that I would trust and work with would be someone like Casper.
yeah.
So he's a little bit older. He's very, very, very seasoned. He's worked in the best restaurants in the world, and he's meticulous about it. I've given him so many different.
He's your alter ego. It sounds like.
Yeah, one of my friends said this looks a little bit like you, and I was like, I said maybe I've immortalized myself. We'll see.
That
Uh,
is so damn cool, Anthony. If you think about it, like you literally immortalized yourself, and this
yeah.
app is gonna live on the store for as long as you keep paying that Apple developer fee. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna have this out on the store forever, and hopefully, like your kids, your grandkids, like your generations to come will be able to use this piece of software. So that's really damn cool if you think about it.
Speaking of my kids, my daughter on Sunday, she grabbed it and she looked up a recipe and she made it. She made
I
it,
just want to know something, Anthony, and this is kind of selfishly me asking, but how does it feel to be able to like show your kids an app that you built? Like, yo, this is what my dad's been working on. He finally built this thing. The reason I'm asking is because when we talk to new people trying to enroll in the program, a lot of what we get told is like, oh yeah, I keep telling my wife that I'm going to launch this app. I keep telling my kids I'm going to launch this app. And like, honestly, like my dad is my biggest inspiration. That's why I wake up every day and work really hard. Like, I want to know how that feels as a dad to like give your
yeah,
kids like this piece of software that you built.
yeah. It feels good now. In the beginning, it was a little difficult to sell this to them that I'm starting this. And after a couple months, like, wife and child were both a little bit like, yeah, this is taking forever. But you persevere, and you get to, you build what you need to, what you want to build. You build something that you really don't let them see it until closer to the end. And now that they're looking at it and seeing what it does and how it works, they're very impressed. I think they're very, they can't believe that I put this together, I
Yeah,
think.
I mean,
And they
it
do
is
know that
crazy.
they can use it, and they're proud to open it up and share it with people now.
That's incredible. And like, I know they're your family, but at the end of the day, we hear this with like friends too. Like I remember when I was working at PrizePicks and I was one of the first employees there, first engineer, and I would show my friends this fantasy sports app I was building. Nobody said anything positive. Everybody was just like, "Oh, it looks like a scam. Like, what are you working on? This isn't even a real company." My own father was like, "You can't work here too long. It's not a real job. This is a game." And like I was the only one who believed in like the mission of the product, the people who were behind it. And at the end of the day, your friends aren't going to be your first customers. Your family's not going to be your first customers. There are way more people out there in the world. There's hundreds of millions of people who have phones. Those are the people you care about at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So I think every entrepreneur faces that where they try to tell their friends about a project. At the end of the day, like your immediate circle, the cold hard truth is that they may not be as supportive because they don't have the courage to go do it, or they just like see something else in you because they already know too much about you. But like the people out there outside of your first degree and second degree networks, like those are the people who are seeing you for the first time. And like when I met you, Anthony, you just sounded like an ambitious builder to me. And I thought you had everything it took to do it because all you really needed was the dedication, the determination, and then a vision. And so you're someone who every time we worked with, if we swayed you one direction, you're like, no, I want this to be my vision. Like this is the direction I want to go. And you always figured it out. So I think that's really what it takes, you know. And you've been an entrepreneur. You said you owned a restaurant, and that's not an easy business to run. So no, that's really really cool. Um, is it cool if I try to like use the app on the screen here?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello, Chef.
Whoa. So I'm gonna invoke your alter ego.
Hello, Chef, and welcome to Casper, your newest kitchen companion. I'm Chef Casper, your AI master chef, and I'm here to guide you through an exciting journey of culinary exploration and efficiency. Whether you're taking your first steps in the kitchen or you're a seasoned professional, Casper is designed to enhance your cooking experience, making it more enjoyable, organized, and absolutely delicious. With Casper, you'll discover a world where recipes come to life at the touch of a button. Need inspiration? Ask me, Chef Casper, for personalized recipe recommendations, or ask me to recreate your favorite recipes. But that's just the beginning. Once you've found recipes that tantalize your taste buds, you can easily save them, creating your very own digital cookbooks that are accessible anytime, anywhere. Planning your meals becomes a breeze with Casper. Not only can you build beautiful menus and cookbooks, but you can also add your recipe ingredients directly to the app's shopping list. Plus, with our organized meal planning calendar, you'll know exactly what's on the menu and the market list for the week ahead. But what truly sets Casper apart is the personalized touch. As your AI master chef, I'm always here to answer your culinary questions, share tips and tricks, and help you navigate any kitchen challenge you might face. From choosing the right ingredients to mastering cooking techniques, consider me your personal guide on this culinary adventure. So join me in the kitchen, and let's share this delicious journey together. Hello.
So what's really cool about that is like your messaging. And I'm not sure if you learned this from us, but like I think I've been coaching you on like make sure you message to that one person that you want to talk to. You say the word culinary, which I think is way different than saying cooking. You say the word market list, which is way different than saying like grocery bag or like, you know, grocery list. There's a couple more words that I caught in there, but those are the little details that I think really matter because you're talking to a specific person who knows, you know, how to talk in that way. Like, for example, my cousin went to culinary school. He says market list, but my mom, she's just a really good at home cook. She says groceries. And
Mm.
I'm sure there's a certain person that you want to cater to. And I think those details really, really matter. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, yeah. When the script here was created by OpenAI by Casper,
Hmm.
um, the script, and then I changed some things around on the app itself, like market list. I changed it to market list because yeah, that feels better than grocery list. I
Hmm.
think that's just like you said.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of the script was written by him, and I just went over it and revised it if I needed to.
So you built like that's like a character you built with AI, right?
Yeah, what I did is I built the avatar. I gave I used Stability AI, I believe, and I gave it a prompt and I looked through a bunch of different creations that generations that it made, and I chose one, and
So
then I
did you know that you needed an onboarding flow like this before you joined Dreams into Apps and you unlocked our framework, or did you already kind of have an onboarding flow?
I had something prepared, but you helped me make it better
Cool.
to give it more sense. So I put an onboarding when I created the app in the beginning. There was an onboarding flow in
Mm,
Flutter Flow that I just plugged in. So
okay.
I had a lot of that already set up.
Yeah. And I know
Uh,
you work through Revenue Cat. So this app is monetized. Tell me about your business model a bit. How are you planning on making money here? I see that I'm on the paywall here.
right. So it takes a lot of calls, API calls to OpenAI to generate recipes, and then there's chat. So there's chat, and there's generating recipes, and there's a lot of information that's going back and forth.
Mm,
So to do that, it costs us money to do that. So we need to charge money to get that done, and obviously we need to be monetized for what we have already done, what I've already done in the past, all of the investments I've made and the time that I've spent that has to be recouped, hopefully.
yeah.
uh, so what we're asking for from users is $10 a month.
Okay.
I
A month,
spent
right?
I spent $22 at Carl's Jr. on Monday.
Oh God.
So like $9 a month to create. Yesterday I created about 20 recipes and a full cookbook. I could even I put all the recipes together for a cookbook, but I put all that together and that was in one day. And just to put that like into context, like
Yeah. And so you charge $100 per year, or $10 per month. Both of them have a 3-day free trial. That's good.
yeah,
Um,
just to get a feel. So what I'm finding right now is I'm really not getting many people past this point.
okay.
Yeah, just to be honest, like I'm getting like 5% that are getting past this point. And it's hard to say why. I think it's they just don't find the value yet. Uh,
Well, I
pe-
will say that 5% is solid, and the best thing is that at least you know it's 5%.
yeah,
Too many times builders don't even know what that is, and your job now is to get 5% to go to 6, then
right.
7, then 8, then 9, and getting to this point is the I won't swear, but the hardest part. And now it's about, okay, you just formed a hypothesis. You just said, I don't think that people are getting enough value, and that's why they're not converting into paid users. Okay, well, now we can build experiments like maybe we give them one free recipe. Maybe we have the Casper AI kind of come here and talk again. There are a lot of different experiments we can run one at a time, and our goal is to figure out how can we stack as many successful experiments as possible to get it to inch higher and higher and higher.
Mhm.
Um, but
I'll
it's
figure
okay
out how to get them from this point to the next. I want them to try it. I
Okay,
really want them to try it, but I think this is the problem. I think they're seeing this right here and they're like, I'm out.
for
And they're
sure.
not they don't even get to try it, but once they try it and they feel it and maybe they see an example, I think that success rate will totally improve.
Totally agree. And that's the next step for sure. I mean, I think obviously cooking is probably one of the biggest markets in the world because everybody has to eat 3 times a day or more. So, like, no matter what you do, I think as long as you continue to iterate and find that group of people, um, I think this should do well. Like, if you're charging $100 per year, right? And we want to make $100,000 a year, say that's like a full time income. That's like a good full time income. We just need 1,000 people, right? So 1,000 people times $100 a year is 100K. I know that's kind of a minimum number. Like, I think we can get a lot higher than that. But like, to me, the next steps from here are to um, continue to identify that niche and find like those marketing channels where we can find people who fit into this niche. So maybe it's high end chefs, maybe it's um, chefs that are more into organic. Maybe these are people who go to the farmers market every Sunday. You might need to set up a table at a farmers market.
You read my
Um,
mind just now. I was like thinking of like a high end store. As you were speaking, I was thinking of like a high end cheese store. I'm stacking my cards there, but
Yeah, so that's exactly it. High-end cheese store. Like, I think the market list are people who are hitting the farmers market by the seaport, getting their fresh crab, getting their fresh oyster, getting their, heirloom tomatoes. Like, I know this stuff because my cousin is a high-end chef and he would drag me around on the weekends and I'd have a lot of fun like eating this fancy food. But to me, it sounds like that's your next step. And that's where you're going to find those 1,000 people who will, be part of your customer base.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's dope. No, really cool. And so I think I have. Okay, so this is probably gonna actually charge me. Um, it's making me sign in. Yeah, this is actually gonna charge me. I cannot use your app without paying, right?
um, well, you subscribe, you don't pay for 3 days, so you can try it,
Yeah.
but you just have to unsubscribe and you don't get charged. I could share it on my end too and give you guys a walkthrough.
No, I do not mind trying. Okay, so subscribe to 9.99 monthly subscription, auto renewal, free for 3 days. Hit go. Confirm subscription. Yes, the coolest thing about building Flutter apps is that I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm using this on my laptop. Um, so I didn't even have to download it on my phone. So it looks like you just got a trial from me, and now I'm gonna go in and program in Casper. And this loading wheel is sick. Did you do that animation?
Okay, so someone in your team, no, someone in the program said, "I want this thing to move. I want my thing to move," and I saw that post inside of Discord in Ambitious Labs, and I was like, "I want mine to move too." And I have that wheel that's going to be beautiful if I can get that wheel to move. And yeah, and that's what it
That's
was. So
dope. I didn't know that, that was that. If there's a Loom video floating around in Discord, we should find it so I can put it inside the platform. Okay.
do me a favor. So Casper is intended to be a tablet display in your kitchen. So if you can switch it to like iPad, then we can really get a better feel for it.
Uh, I can't really switch it. This is like all it's letting me do.
Oh, okay.
What would change?
You're going to see that right side. So if you're in a phone mode, you're only going to see the left side. If you're in a tablet mode, huh?
Could I just
If
kind
you're
of
in
open it
tablet
like
mode,
this?
you see that right column. So right now you're looking at two columns. Phone mode only does the left column.
Can I keep
Tablet
it like
mode,
this? Would this work?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, Anthony. So if I'm a chef, like walk me through a basic demo of how I would use Casper.
Okay. So in the beginning, you really need a recipe. There's a couple different ways you can approach this. The first thing to do is just to click on create and create a recipe. If you're not sure what you want to build, there you go. So right there, ask Casper for a recipe. Click on that. Yeah. So
Okay.
you can just whatever you want. You ask for something here.
Okay. So I got some, I'll be for real. Like I have leftover white rice in my fridge.
Mhm.
So could I just tell it something like that?
Let's see. So he's going to create a recipe based on what you tell it.
Okay.
So you'd say, yeah, a dish I can use for leftover rice. Yeah, try that.
Dish I could make with leftover white. Okay. Is that enough?
I think so. Let's try.
I have all the vegetables, so let's see. And I'm not sure if you know, but the sports park across the street here in Lake Forest actually does a
Mhm.
farmer's market like twice a week. So I'm gonna start
All
hitting
right.
that up now that it's getting warmer.
He doesn't like it.
Ah, you didn't like it. Want to try
No,
again?
he wants you to be more specific. I think
Okay.
pick a dish. Pick a dish that's more understandable for him. I think he's got a lot going on back there.
I'll say fried rice that I can make with leftover white rice. Let's see if that helps. Oh, sweet. So Mediterranean inspired leftover white rice stir fry. So I remember telling it that I'm a Mediterranean, that Mediterranean food was my preference. So it does look like it factored in my preference.
Yeah,
But
it
I
works
actually,
well with all the preferences.
I love how it's just like displaying a recipe because you're right. Like if I literally look up a fried rice recipe right now on Google, like I'm gonna get spammed with like 80 pop-up ads that I gotta click through and scroll all the way down just to see the recipe. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. So it's really nice to finally just see something in a nice way. So cool. What should I be looking at here? I got my ingredients, I got the cooking. Looks like I have
So
some
at,
features down here.
yeah, at this point, the next step to do, you could just save it as is. I added a feature where you add the photo because it's an AI recipe, and I can generate photos, but I just don't feel that they're up to our standard yet, I guess.
Okay.
So there's different ways to approach it. You can you can search one, you can add your own. There's a, if you're if you're into like Mid Journey and stuff like that, or GPT-4, you can generate it there and save it. But I'll just add a photo if you have. Do you have a food photo right
I
there ready
definitely
to
don't have
go?
one right now. I don't want to allow
Open up
access
your
right now
photos.
because I don't know what's going to come up. Oh, actually, look, I went to a restaurant the other day. I took a picture of some food there.
Perfect.
Aha!
All
There
right.
we go. That came in
Okay.
handy.
So there's your recipe photo, and then you save it. You could save it to your since this is the first step. You would save it right there. Okay, so that's your first recipe.
Nice.
Um, I have 50 recipes, that look like that. It's just a list. So from here, there's a bunch of different things you can do.
Oh, how did you build this? I need to learn how you did this because I want to do this for one of my apps. That's really cool.
Right. So if you save that recipe to your meal calendar,
Uh
then
huh.
it's going to show up here depending on which day you put it on. Then you
Okay.
just go to your calendar and it's there. So go back up to the icon.
Where?
Okay, so recipes.
Oh, yeah, my recipe's back here. Yep.
Right. Click on that recipe.
Oh, very cool. Now it's got the picture here. It's got share links. That's really cool.
Right. So you can save it to your calendar. You can the share link has to be
Oh, that's sweet. So I can just like plan my meals. Very cool. Oh, that is cool. I definitely think we should make that button like way bigger because like
Mhm.
that's what you want people doing. Like that's giving your users a reason to come back. And the name of the game right now for you, Anthony, is to get users to keep coming back, to keep paying you that $10 a month.
Mhm.
So that should definitely be a lot bigger. I'd put like a plus sign right here that says like schedule this meal or something that's very intuitive to get people to keep scheduling their meals with you.
Oh, cool. Click the fire button.
Fire. Oh, that's a button. Okay, cool.
Yeah, click that. So that's now one of your favorites.
Oh, cool.
So, and then click the shopping cart next to the calendar. So you
Oh,
can,
that is sweet. So I can
oh,
like save my ingredients.
uh,
Oh, that's sweet.
that's all on your shopping list now. And then you go to the cookbook next to the share button, and you're going to see you don't have any cookbooks yet. So if you created a cookbook, you could easily add this recipe to a cookbook. So say you had a leftover cookbook or something like that, or what was that dish? That was fried rice. So say you
Fried
had
rice.
A Chinese cookbook, and then you just looked up chicken fried rice. Well, you'd add that to your fried rice cookbook.
That is so cool. I love that it's like a schedule right here.
Mhm.
Very cool.
And then go to calendar right in the middle on the bottom that you were looking at before, and it's there. So, and then you click on the calendar on the top, and it'll give you the specific day. So that's right. So that's scheduled for tomorrow.
That is so cool. There's so much potential here. Like you have all the mechanics of like a successful meal planning app.
Mhm.
And
And then you can click on the recipe itself. It'll take you straight to the recipe. It's very interactive. It flows back and forth. And
man, like I'm even imagine getting like more connected with the community here. I know we're in SoCal. Like imagine if you had like local farmers markets come here and like post, that they have a fresh batch of tomatoes, they have a fresh batch of different things, and you could get people connected with like local food too. That'd be
Mm.
really, really cool. You could even generate money from the farmers market stands and have them advertise with you. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
The cheese shops you were talking about, very cool. No, there's a lot of potential here.
So then after you have you can chat with Casper about anything. Just ask him a culinary question. I can, I think it blows me away that here we are and you can have someone you can ask
This is
questions and
actually a
get,
real question that I have for tomorrow. I only have extra virgin olive oil at my house, and I want to deep fry some samosas that my mom made. And I know that olive oil isn't the best for like deep frying, but I'm just curious to know if I should or if I should actually go get some peanut oil or something that's better for frying. Look, using extra virgin olive oil for deep frying is not recommended because it's low smoke point. And I learned this the hard way actually, which is the temperature at which oil starts to break down and emit smoke. Totally. Yeah, and extra virgin olive oil has a very low smoke point. Yeah. Yeah. So
it'll
look,
taste
I
horrible too.
just saved my house from catching on fire tomorrow. So that definitely helped me. No, very cool. Very cool.
So having what blows me away is here we are. We have you can ask for a recipe and get an amazing recipe. Pretty much almost anything you ask. You can save that recipe. You can put that into a calendar. You can talk to the AI chef. You can add memos. There's just so much stuff in here. And I know there's apps out there that generate recipes. I know there's apps that do meal plans. I know there's apps where you can chat, but there's nothing where where it's all wrapped together.
Totally.
Um,
No, very, very cool. I could even see like I'm not sure if like families are a thing for you, but like I know my mother when I'm back home, she's always on like, what do I make for you tonight? And then by the time we're done with dinner at the dinner table, she's already talking about what she wants to make for lunch the next day. And we're like, whoa, we're not hungry right now. We can't give you the answer. And it'd be really cool. I'm not sure if this is in your roadmap, but like to have like family planning as well. Um, just throwing ideas. I know you're probably full of ideas yourself, but
well,
uh,
you just ask Casper different questions like that. Like,
well, I
um,
mean, like, imagine like if I'm my mother and I can like invite my kids to Casper, and like now I can just keep track of what I'm going to serve, and everybody knows, hey, tonight is ravioli,
oh yeah,
tonight
yeah,
is pasta. Like that'd be pretty cool. Just an idea,
right, right.
but dope,
Yeah.
Anthony. That's really really cool. And so I'm going to leave a link in the description to wherever somebody's watching this video so that they can download Casper on the App Store. Um, I just have a couple more questions, like. Number one, like what made you take the leap of faith? I know our program isn't cheap, but it's also not as expensive as hiring a developer. What made you take the leap of faith and trust us back in I think 4 months ago when we started working with you?
Um, One reason, I'll be honest, is I was in desperation. When I came to you, I was desperate. I knew I was very close, but I couldn't afford what I needed
Hmm.
for someone else to build it for me. The prices were between $20,000 and $60,000 to finish what I needed. And it's funny I said that. I thought you were going to spit your coffee out, but you probably know that.
What? I mean, I did, but I'm seeing the prices of development start to come down a little bit. But 20 to 40K is nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
60, 20 to 60.
60.
I got a 60 quick
See, and
K
the
code.
biggest part was
Book.
probably that like you probably didn't even know how to speak the language as good as you do now. Now you could probably go back at those people and be like, bro, this is just 9 API calls and a front end that should only take you 20 hours. Like you're bullshitting me.
I
Like,
think that's why one reason I backed out is because the I knew the what I was giving them. I knew it wasn't going to take that long.
yeah,
I gave them like five different things. I need this meal plan calendar. And it was everything was built. It was just plug this into this, and we're done. And I explained that to them. So I felt like I was getting taken advantage of, but I still didn't know how to do it myself.
yeah,
So I
straight up.
like backed out, and yeah, and then when I saw you guys, the promise of putting it out there and helping us get to where we needed to go, it was an
Yeah.
easy decision.
I guess like in your most honest opinion, like where can we get better? Because I know we're also growing. We want to help as many people as possible, but we have to balance our resources. Like where can we get better, Anthony?
Um, that's a good question. You guys are solid. There was a time where it got bumpy,
Yeah.
but that's not important. I think you were growing, and that's fine. And I saw that. Um, but getting better, I think you're. I'll be honest. You know, I think you guys are really solid at this point.
Cool.
Um, I wish I had a little bit more time with you, a little bit more coaching,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of things that go. In my case, there was so many different elements. I know with we all have different stories, and there's other builders that have uh, apps that might take a lot less. I think that is pretty complex, with you've seen all the stuff that's being connected there and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I needed a lot of help with little things, and a lot of them are just really little things.
Mm.
So if I said anything, if you really wanted to know, it would be a little bit more time.
More time. That's why we like pivoted to the whole like weekly group office hour session so that we can run like 2 to 3 sessions a day
That's
and give
good.
you guys like morning, afternoon, evening opportunities to come jump
Yeah,
in.
yeah, that
Hopefully that
helped.
helps.
That
It's
helped.
the education challenge is how do you deliver as much personalized support to as like to people as possible. That's like literally the pinnacle challenge of education companies. So we're part of that challenge, but we're trying our best to get better.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Anthony. Really cool. Um, and then yeah, like I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I will leave a link in the description for people to find Casper. Let me see if I had anything else for you. Cool. I guess my parting question is, how are you going to use your new skill set going forward? Now that you know kind of full stack no code app development, how are you going to use these skills going forward?
Good question. So this is kind of like, where do I go? Do I follow through with Casper and put all of my time into this app, or do I start to branch out and build new stuff? So it's a tough call. I have a little limited time, so I don't have. I'd like to work all day, but I don't. I just don't have that much time. So I think at this point, it's really building out the app that I have now and
Yeah.
growing that, and then perhaps in the future, branching out a little bit more. But right now, I'm just concentrate on what I have.
One thing I had to be told because I was, before I started Ambitious Labs, I was always working on like 3 or 4 different things, and I never was successful in a lot of those things. I was only successful whenever I like stuck to one thing. And someone told me like Steve Jobs and Tim Cooks, the Satya Nadellas, these big CEOs, they don't have side projects. Like they're all in on their companies, and that's why they're super successful. I had to really hear that and really take that seriously to I wouldn't say be successful because I'm still on that journey, but like to really see results. And I think that if you take this very seriously, you go out to the market on foot, you go hit those cheese shops, you go hit the farmers markets. There's going to be a lot of opportunities that come your way that you probably weren't even ready for. You're going to have cheese shops saying, "Hey, I want you to build me an app like this, Anthony. I'll give you the 20K to build me a sweet cheese ordering app or my own like AI cheese recommendation." I don't know, but I just know that apps are a really hard thing to come by, and finding people like you who know how to build apps are really hard to come by. I think there's gonna be a lot of opportunities and doors that will open for you if you start leading with the app and saying like, "Hey, this is my brainchild," and I think doors will
Right.
open.
I created a company, an LLC, in the beginning. Before when I started with your course, I started an LLC just with that thought in mind, and it's AI Chefs LLC. So that's a big window.
Imagine, I think white labeling is a massive opportunity. Building these apps as lead gen for other businesses, I think is a massive opportunity. You could charge even by the lead. Like, hey, I'll give you this app for free. Charge you $5 for every new customer I get you.
Hmm.
You'll print money. I think it's a bulletproof business model. But cool, Anthony. This was really awesome, and it was awesome just getting to sit down and talk to you for about an hour. We are doing this mastermind in Irvine, March 4th. I just said March, May 4th, 2024. We just finished the RSVP link. I'm going to send you that link. Would love to have you come out in person. We're going to have a bunch of people. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely look forward to
down the
seeing you
street.
here. But thank you for taking this interview. I'm super excited to get this out to the world and get your numbers up. Thanks, Anthony.
Thanks so much.